Nebraska Extension educators trying to strengthen the bottom line for farmers and ranchers across the state. We recently visited with Extension educator Jenny Rees. Here's more. Really looking at that economic component and making sure our producers are doing what they can to be profitable, right?
That's right. We have an effort within Nebraska Extension where we're taking basically research-proven ways that the university researchers and Extension have found and sharing that, whether it's crop information or livestock information, to ultimately benefit our producers.
I imagine those are a lot of the questions you're getting these days, right?
That's been the topic pretty much all winter meetings and a lot of questions that farmers are asking. And sometimes it comes to thinking outside the box. We've even had some farmers who I've been trying to help them walk through, okay, if you have cattle, could you convert a pivot to an annual forage program and benefit the cattle, and how does that pay for your operation compared to if you planted a different commodity crop? Just different ways of thinking outside the box. Some farmers are going to other crops like field peas or trying other crops just to see if that'll work for them.
Yeah, and an interesting thing that you brought up in your column there was soybean planting dates.
We have several years of research at the university, both from our university researchers as well as conducted on farmers' fields via on-farm research. And all that data shows that planting in April, at least the last week of April, first week of May, is the best thing for increasing our soybean yields. You know, another way to reduce input costs for soybeans, Steve, would be just considering reducing their soybean seeding rates. So we have 10 years of research showing that, and that was conducted in farmers' fields where essentially planting anywhere from 120,000, 150,000, or 180,000 seeds per acre, there was no statistical yield difference for any of those seeding rates. And so our recommendation is plant 120,000 seeds per acre, aim for a final plant stand of 100,000 plants per acre, and they won't see a yield loss based on our research, and that can save them around $10.69 an acre. So that's a helpful reduction in input costs too.
And I think we found similar things even with nitrogen and fertilizer application, where it's kind of diminishing returns. And I think it's a lot, seeding rates, I think it's probably similar.
Right, so just like you said, whether it's nitrogen, whether it's sometimes seeding rate, depending on if you're talking corn for hybrid, there can be specific responses, even irrigation. So there does come a point where there's a lot of diminishing returns for nitrogen and irrigation in particular.
Well, Jenny, thanks so much for talking with us.
Thank you, Steve, for sharing our information.
Weather's up next, and later we meet our Farm Youth of the Month.